So it is what it is. What we're talking about today is the upcoming real estate crash of 2020. Yay! Okay, so where did I get this fucking information and why am I talking about it? Well, I'm really good at this. I actually come from the stock market world, so it's something that I feel very comfortable talking about is the money thing. And this is something that where you go to become a realtor, that you got to go to this little 3-day class, or maybe it's even a week. I don't remember. But this is how you become a designation for the association, realtors, which I am not a realtor. I am just a real estate salesperson. Hold on, let me see. I think I have it in here. Yeah, right here. So this means I'm a salesperson, not a realtor. So a little bit different. I actually hated that association, and I don't know. It's dumb. And the thing is you don't even need a license to sell a house, but I'll talk about that later. Like, you can sell a house if you've never taken a real estate class entirely. You just can't call it a commission. It's called an assignment fee. But I'll do that on a whole different other fucking topic. But let's start right here on this. Let me see where it's at on this. So this very first screen up here on the top left. This is the Mortgage Credit Availability Index. Now, most people don't know about this. Even a lot of people that work in the mortgage industry don't know about this. But what this is this basically what's going to get you into a home mortgage. And I'm not trying to insult any lenders or anything, but I literally have asked this question before, and people have not known what the hell I was talking about. But here's what I'm talking about. So, if you look at this is basically your entry level. If the availability goes up, then credit requirements go down, and down payments go down, all that kind of stuff. The banks are eager to lend money because it makes sense because of the appreciative value of home values, right? And if you follow the map, it literally follows that same trend. So home valuations and mortgage credit availability index, in my opinion, go hand in hand. I wish this chart went a little bit deeper, but it is what it is. So what's happening right now? So what's happening is forbearance is running out here very soon. And what forbearance is if you were a homeowner, you got to defer your payments. And, it's not like you got off without making your mortgage payments. You're going to have to pay them eventually. But a lot of banks said you're not going to have that big balloon payment. They're going to break it up into payments across your whatever remaining balance is. Now, the federal back loans like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they actually guarantee their loans. Same with VA loans. They are all putting those deferred months on the back end of the loan. So where's the problem? Well, the problem is this. A lot of the banks, like the one that I have right here on the, let me see, I got to get used to this. The bottom left, this one right here is Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo was done waiting for the government. They went ahead and took all their mortgage portfolio and did exactly what the government did with their security-backed loans, is they put all that into the back end. Now, what is the problem? A lot of these banks, these ones right here, without saying names, they were not supposed to report to your credit saying that you missed a payment. But that wasn't the case with a lot of them. Actually, from what I'm understanding, most of them. So now, when you're coming out of forbearance, you're going to have to come up with money again and start paying again. And habits change, lifestyles change. Like, look at what happened in Vegas last night. Bars are closed today. So what does that mean? Anybody who got called back into work to work at a bar is now unemployed again, most likely. And now they're going to have to go through that whole fucking mess again. And what is that going to do to our local economy? It's not going to be good at all. And I'm finally comfortable talking about this because I finally see the numbers and there's enough data for it to make sense for me. So let's go back over here, over to this one right here, I'm assuming. And if you look at this, all of them are down. Conforming, jumbo, government, conventional, it doesn't matter. You say it, it's down. And if you look at this 125.0 level, it's right around here. And that's about the 2013 to 2014 levels. And if you guys don't remember the real estate market back then, you could get shit for real cheap. But tell me when you've seen a drop like that, ever. Now, let's go over here to this middle screen. Let me open this up. So I'm assuming it's this one. Yes, it's going to be the one right above me. So I'm sorry if the screens are small, but what this is this is properties with decreased value. So as you can see, every year around July, there's a little bit of a drop because the demand is so high, and then right around September, the decreases start to go up because it's approaching the slow season. This year, that's happening a lot sooner. And not only happening a lot sooner, we have a way smaller inventory. So this shouldn't even happen if home values were to go down or were to go up, continuing the trend. And so what irritates me is there's a lot of people that are saying, hey, my realtor's telling me today's the best time to buy. How does he know that? Like, does he have a good fortune teller? Because I mean, I'm really good at numbers, and I can't even fucking tell you when the best time to buy is. My whole thing is just like, watch this, watch the rates. I don't think the rates are going to go down anymore. Like, let's look at the 10-year yield. There we go. And the reason I'm looking at this is look at that. Holy shit. That is under a point. I mean, negative rates are not out of the fucking picture yet. And if negative rates happen, they're literally going to be paying people to borrow money because that's how it's going to go. But you coincide this with what's over here, and now you're kind of like, holy shit, what is this going to turn into? So, I think this one is over here. So this screen right here is the mortgage credit availability index, and then right down here on my left, I'm assuming, let me double check again. I gotta remember this. Yeah, this one. So that's the 10-year. This is where most banks borrow their money from, because they usually don't hang on to the loans for 10 years. They usually sell them off in a portfolio to what's called the servicer. So when you get your letter in the mail, you're like, hey, how come I'm not making my payments to Wells Fargo anymore? Well, it's because the servicer is now in charge of collecting your payments, and that debt has been sold to somebody else. That's essentially how it works. So look at this. This is actually the other thing I was going to talk about. This is all artificially propped up, and by all I mean fucking everything. I'm talking rents, mortgages, home values. Everything's just being delayed because the government has not figured it out, and it's not really on them to figure it out. It's on us. And unfortunately, when you have people saying, "Hey, your house values," it's gonna get fucking messy. And I think that really it's gonna start feeling it in about 2 years. But if somebody's asking me when's the best time to buy, wait for this. I mean, here's the thing: is like if this gets harder to buy, then you're kind of fucked. So what I would do is I would just save every penny you have, put every asset you can into good credit score management. Get that credit score up. You got a couple months. I got mine up 180 points over coronavirus. And granted, I had room to grow, and all I had to do was just get my ducks in a row and call my creditors, and honestly, I took advantage of the fact that I knew that they weren't going to be able to respond on a whole bunch of my things. And I told everybody this back in March. And I don't know how many people actually listened to me, but if you did, here, I'll show you. And this is like, me being as transparent as possible. But I'm logging into my little Credit Karma because that's where I started. And then I ended up getting a whole bunch of other services to help boost that. And I'm not a credit repair specialist by any fucking means, but I have a lot of friends in the industry that are. And I, just listened to their advice, followed their guidance, and I got there. Oh boy. Huh. Cool. Interesting. Okay. So, what was I at? Oh, yeah. Showing you my little credit score thingies. So, let's see. What did coronavirus start? So March 16th, I started at a 500, a steady 500, and let's get it up to today's date. I'm up to 613, so it's 113 points in just a couple months. And that can happen, but other things is like it's not about your credit score all the time. Like if you're looking to buy a house, talk to your lender first and see what they need you to do in order to get pre-approved, because that's what's going to matter 100% of the time. And it just is what it is. But let me see, where was I? This. Okay, so they're trying to boost this back up, right? And if this gets boosted back up to the $600 thing, what it's going to do is it's going to carry that artificial value for the homes for probably another 12 weeks. And then the more we extend this, the harder we're going to feel the repercussions of it later. And in my opinion, the other thing that's going to strive a lot of the money to go elsewhere and into like bigger pockets, and this is kind of like the redistribution of wealth, and it's not going in the favor of Americans, it's going towards the bigger pockets. And here's the reality: the airline business should not have been bailed out. The telecom business should not have gotten the $500 million they've gotten over the past 10 years when they put $0 of it into their actual infrastructure. So that's what bothers me, is they used it for corporate buybacks instead of infrastructure, and there was nothing done about it, and we didn't hold these companies accountable. So what's going to happen here, and this is, again, just a prediction, is you're going to delay the propped up thing, and then as soon as the companies start restructuring, convention centers, there's zero chance they're going to be as busy as they used to be. Probably ever. That might be a dead business, and we just invested in the most expensive convention center ever built. So that's one thing that's going to hurt Vegas, and it's going to put us in a bigger deficit, or at least the convention committee or whatever the hell it's called. But they're the ones that kind of run the tourism of Vegas. So and Vegas relies on tourism, and if they're hurting, it's going to be a domino effect, right? Them closing down the bars and keeping the casinos open, it's not a good look for people that live here, because that means literally we're letting casinos run our fucking lives. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. And that's why I want to defund the police. It's like, shit. Just kidding. I'm not talking about that. But, what I will say is when the real effect of not having that $600 a week is going to take effect, you're going to see people's credit scores drop. You're going to see people's cars getting impounded. I mean, it's going to be nuts. And the foreclosures that are going to happen in homes, it's going to be fucking insane. And so you can't tell me that house values are going to stay going up. And the thing is they're not. They're just up from last year. That's, if you look at the actual price trend. Actually, let's take a look at it right now. Fuck it. Why not? So this is list price. See, and that's going up. List price doesn't mean shit. And most of these are actually new homes. And so we'll go with, how come there's no fucking sales? But anyways, as you can see, and I also said this, I said houses are going to tank a lot faster than houses will. So let's see. 39 days on market, that's not very long. See, price per square foot, that's what I wanted to look at. So you can see it's going down. Not much, but it's steadily going down. And, it's going to, that was probably the peak that we're ever going to have here in Vegas, at least for the foreseeable future. Because list price doesn't mean shit. And now, we go to condos, right? They went up to as high as that, and now they're holding steady until everything dies off. Now, the interesting thing about condos is they mostly are filled with tenants. Most people that buy condos buy them as investment properties. That's my plan. And as you can see, like it's a much better market for houses than it will be for condos. But for people like me, that just screams opportunity, because if you have opportunity, you have to utilize it. And there's going to be a finite balance between low acquisition price and low rates. So if the rates start going up but the house values are still going down, you got to meet that X in the middle where you're like, all right, this is my strategy. I got to buy in between here and here. But if it continues to go down, you take that little buffer zone and you just follow it to the bottom. As soon as you see one of them go uptick, you buy. You know what I mean? But you're basically following both those metrics all the way down to the bottom. And, you know, that takes a lot of fucking patience. It really does. But as long as you know that you're ready to buy today and, you know, making a decision tomorrow, you're going to be fine. You're going to make the right decision in the long run. And I'm going to be the only person in real estate to tell you to wait, because I'm not about the money. I'm about being right. I don't give a shit how much money I make or don't make. I just care about being correct, because it's something that's very satisfying to me to hear, damn, dude, you were right. Well, it's not that I just really, really wait for the right time to say certain things, because I don't like to be wrong. But based on everything. All right, guys, I got to end this. This is an important call.